But it is 8:10 a.m. It is April 18th. Now, the market yesterday, like I said, bears were in control. They showed their control yesterday by breaking lower. I think you made it down to 499 in the SPY. 500 was a key gamma level. Ended up closing at around 500. So very, very interesting in these markets. The VIX is still above 17, almost at 18. So that's kind of what's going on. Now there's a couple notable things that's happened in stocks like Nvidia pulled back to the 50-day moving average. Could be a buy point there. So just Apple's still trying to hold that support. 167 and a half. Fell below 170 again. So we just have to see. We got Microsoft 2 hit a very key level yesterday at 410. So we're starting to get a little, I don't like to say the word oversold, but like this market is due for a little bit of a bounce. Don't know when that happens, but like I said, some things are at key levels now, so we just have to see, right? You got a couple pushes lower, and we have to see what the market does. All right. So without further ado, welcome to my channel. My name is Steven Gonzalez. I use market profile and volume profile to find structure in the market. Also use gamma levels, supply and demand, anchored VWAPs, and the most traded price of the year, the rolling month, the rolling week, and the previous day. Just helps me find structure in the market. That's really it. When those levels match up, they're very powerful. I'll go over yesterday what I said in NASDAQ had to happen, and pretty much happened to the T. So that pretty much came out as expected. And let's get into this. All right. Subscribe, set an alert if you haven't already. Hopefully you enjoy my content and you can give me a like. And you can always follow me on X. That's at Gonzo719. All right, I think we can get right into the futures watch list. And let's see what we have going on this morning. All right, Bitcoin's getting some life today. Up 2.52%. Ether's up 1.23%. Silver is up 0.51. Gold's up 0.51. Nasdaq's up 0.22. Dow is up 0.21. Russell, you can see they're moving around on me. Up 0.21. ES up 0.19. 10-year yield hasn't reported yet. It will be kind of flat because 30-year bonds are only down 0.05, pretty much flat. The dollar's down 0.10. Crude was just getting hit pretty hard, was down 1%. But now you can see things are starting to heat up again with Israel and Iran. Okay, so they just broke from I didn't show you guys yesterday, but they were in ultimate balance, which that's why you got that big move lower. No surprise there. Okay. However, tensions are still there. Okay, so really have to keep my eye on crude. I'm in the next contract, so I rolled that over this morning. So really have to keep my eye on that. And then you got the VIX down 1.48%. There's still fear in the markets. Okay, let's move on to the Mag 7 Plus. No surprise here. Coinbase is up 1.65. Nvidia is up 1.24. Okay, Nvidia basically hit the 50-day moving average on the daily charts and a key level. Okay, it broke 850, which is a huge negative gamma level. Okay, now it's right there. So if Nvidia holds 850 and you get a bounce, be interesting, right? Because people are looking for that buyback, the pullback. Okay, BABA's up. What is that? 0.54. AMD's up 0.4. AMD's been decimated lately, right? So we can possibly look at that if we have time. Meta, all right. Now laggards. Apple is only slightly down. Like I said, 167.5 is a key level, 165 is a key level in Apple. Netflix is down a little bit. They report earnings today after the close. Okay, hence The high IV, you can see it's 88.27. There's earnings, but high IV just in general. You can see the rest of the stocks in this row, pretty much all high IV just because of how volatile the market's been, right? Boeing is down 0.36. Now Tesla, I just saw they had a weak number in sales. They are down 2.2%. I think a lot of people got hurt. You've been getting hurt in Tesla thinking you're going to buy the dip. It's down to 150s. I mean, eventually this thing's going to get bought. I don't know when. Okay, it's down 2.22%. And they report earnings 23rd. So next week. Now, moving on. Top sector stocks. Okay, United Healthcare. United Healthcare has been getting the love after earnings. Now up 1.05%. Okay, Morgan Stanley, Eli Lilly. Nothing huge there except United Healthcare. Laggards, Chevron, Exxon, Procter and Gamble. Procter and Gamble's down 0.64. Why is that? Earnings is tomorrow. Okay, so interesting with Procter and Gamble. Okay, now look at my swing trade list. Let's see who's leading the pack there. eBay got an upgrade. What is that? Genuine Auto Parts. I think they reported earnings. Carvana, and now obviously the Bitcoin ETF up 2.3. Zoom got an upgrade. Micron is in the news. I forget why. We can get that in a second. Alcoa up 1.6. Obviously, Biden trying to put tariffs on aluminum. MicroStrategy's up 1.43. Toll Brothers up 1%. Secret Microcomputers, JetBlue got an upgrade. That's about it there. Let's look at laggards. Las Vegas Sands, I believe, reported earnings. TransUnion, I believe this is down 1.97%. Donald Trump's down 1.7%. Taiwan Semiconductors reported, and they had weak guidance, I believe. So they're down 1.39%. That's it there. We'll go back to the top sectors and we'll look at sectors. So sectors leading the pack, okay, the largest percent of the S&P 500, this sector is technology, okay, that is up 0.25%. That includes NVIDIA, okay, so you got financials, industrials up. Now they're not up big. None of these are up big. The laggard is energy. All right, energy just dropped big time. However, there is some news coming out. The tensions are hot. Okay. Now, I'll talk about that in a second. Let's go over to some news. All right, what do we have today? 8:30 jobless claims. Initial jobless claims. We have Philly Fed. Okay. Now we have Fed speak today. Bowman at 9:05. Williams at 9:15. Probably going to talk through the open. But then at 10 a.m. you have existing home sales. Okay. I'm probably not too excited to get involved till after about 10:10. Right? Once this settles down. Unless there's some super setup. But when you have two Feds speaking before the open and you have existing home sales at 10 a.m., right? And then look, you got Bostic speaking at 11 a.m. So Fed speak's going to be important today. Maybe they drop some bombs. Who knows, right? We don't really know. Like I said before, there's a lot of upgrades and downgrades today. Let's look at some of them. eBay upgraded, right? Underweight to overweight. JetBlue upgraded from underweight to neutral. What else? Six Flags upgraded. What else? Zoom upgraded from neutral to a buy. All right, let's see who's been downgraded. Actually, I can show you that. All right, let's see who's been downgraded. Downgraded, we got anything to note here? Tesla. Tesla is downgraded from 189 to 123, a buy to a hold. So that's not going to help Tesla stock. Okay, that's the notable there. All right, let's look if there's initiated coverage. Let's see. I just want to look at things to note. Nothing here. Let's see, target raised. Target raised on lift, 22 to 24. MasterCard, 525 to 545. Spotify, 290 to 325. All right, let's see lower targets. All right, target lower than CrowdStrike. All right, 430 to 376. Las Vegas Sands target lowered 59 to 55. So that explains that. Now Palo Alto target lowered 380 to 355. Overweight to overweight still. Rivian, Ulta Beauty 580 to 520. So Palo Alto is very interesting because it's fallen of late. Okay, that is that. Now, one more thing here. Let's see initiates. Let's see initiates. I think I looked at that already. Yeah. All right. That wraps up that. Now we go to Netflix earnings after the close today. We have jobless claims, and then crude has weakened. Right. The inventories in the U.S. have been higher than expected, so that would put some pressure down on crude. The ceasing of the Israeli thing. Now Israel and Iran. That's a factor. Now, the other thing that I saw here, and I'm going to show you guys this, is a couple things. It says Israel is not going to do anything until after Passover. So, let me see here. Let me just make sure I'm reading this right. I know I saw that. So, just here's the important part. Iran has gathered info on nuclear sites in Israel. Iran's guards commander Ha-Talab says, "Our hands are on the trigger. Israel's nuclear facilities have been identified." Iran's guards commander also said, "We are ready to launch powerful missiles to destroy designated targets in Israel." So Iran's guards commander also says, "If Israel dares to hit our nuclear sites, we will surely hit back." So that's going to do something with crude. Just trying to see here. I don't want to get too much into this, but I'm just saying, I know I read before that Israel said they're going to wait till after Passover. I know that's in here. There we go. Right here. It says Israel not likely to carry out strike until after Passover. Passover begins on Monday and ends after the nightfall on April 30th. So, I don't know. It's going to be interesting to see what crude does with this information, right? Now, we also had earnings, right? Before the open, Taiwan Semiconductor, Nokia, Las Vegas Sands was yesterday with Alcoa. That's about it. Netflix after the close today. American Express tomorrow. Procter & Gamble tomorrow before the open. Okay? We're going to get right over to daily charts. Let's look at those together. Boom. Okay. Now you notice this channel we're in has still been honored. Okay. Let's look at this. Here's the SPY. So this channel, you broke it, right? You broke it, and you broke this uptrend line. Okay. So look where we opened yesterday, above these monthly lows, couldn't hold it, and then you cracked. Okay. 100-day moving average is down here, 491. If we get some weakness, I think that's our destination. However, look where we've come from, 524.61, and now we're at 500. I think it's due for maybe a bounce to 504, but that doesn't mean anything, right? Because we're hitting this channel, right? You could push back up into here. All right, where are we at now? 501.60. So 501.60, you're at the lower third of this range. Still bearish. However, you got very key levels in some stocks that move markets. Okay. Now, like I promised, we're going to look at the ES along with this now. Okay. So we can just look at ES. as well. It makes sense. Okay, now let's look. So we're below last week's lows. These are the orange. That's last week's lows, right? We're below that. We're below last month's lows in the futures. Okay, now if you look to the left here in futures, that 5012, and this 5009 is the 100-day moving average. That is a destination that probably will get hit. Don't know when, right? I don't know the timing of it, but it's probably, so let's figure 5,000. Could definitely lower down to 5,000. And then I think you take a breath. Like I said, we could also push back up here before we go to 5,000. I'm just saying, this is where we are now. So let's look at what's happened here in the futures. You sold off. We were in a range, broke that range, in a little mini range, broke that range yesterday. I think we might be in store for a little relief bounce, like I said, but that doesn't mean anything. I'm just saying, we could go boop and then take out these lows and go down to 5,000, right? All right, moving on to the Qs, and then we'll look at the NQ. Okay, here's the Qs. Okay, notice what the Qs did yesterday. We opened at those monthly lows right here. Couldn't take out the previous day's highs, and then just wham, came all the way down, right? All the way down to a key support level in 425. Okay, 422 is the 100-day moving average. Okay, you do have a level here, right here, 420, 421. Can we possibly go there? Yes. Ultimately, another level will be here about 418, 419 as well. I think that we could come down to. Okay, where are we at now? We are at 426.82, 426.82. Right here. We're at the lower end of this range yesterday, so that is not bullish by any means. Okay, by any means. Now, let's look at the the NASDAQ futures. Okay, now, very important for you guys to note this. This is at the 100-day moving average in futures. So people look at futures, moving averages too. So look at this holding right now. The 100-day moving average has been breached in futures. Okay, big level here. Like I said yesterday, about 175, 17,500. Right here is a very key support level. Right? Can we go down there? Possibly. Don't know when. Right? So just check that out. We are right at the 100-day moving average in futures. Could you get a little relief bounce up into here? Yes. Okay, yes, or we can go down and then get the bounce up. I don't know. I'm just saying that we've sold off pretty nicely so far. Pretty nicely. Okay, if we go to percentage, I'm trying to reverse this because the other day I was trying to go percentage. So let's just see. We'll reverse it here. That's not what I wanted to do. That's not what I wanted to do. This is what I wanted to do. So if you do here, that is 5.85% drop in futures. So we've already corrected 5.85%. Okay. So that's what we're looking at. Okay, in futures. So just good to look at that in both because there's reasons why in futures and the ETFs that they just have different moving averages sometimes. All right. Now, we can get right over to the triple-headed monster because that, like I said the other day in the beginning of the weeks, finally you saw the VIX, the dollar, and the 10-year yield matter, right? It finally mattered. So let's look at that together. Right? So we do have almost 5% yield highs. This has been just rising for a while now. Okay? For a while now. It did take a dip yesterday even though the market fell. Maybe people get nervous, buying bonds. Don't know. But this is a big move up. Okay? Finally putting weight on the markets. This is calling out inflation right in your face. Now the VIX. So the VIX, holding above 16. Okay, holding above 16. You're going to get wild moves in the market. You can feel it when the market moves. You can feel it on pullbacks too. It's like they're very violent, short-lived pullbacks. Like you can feel it in the actual price action. So the fear is there. 30 days out of fear is the VIX. Okay, now the dollar is rising too, right? Come from 100 all the way back up, almost to 107,348. Okay, so this is just going to put weight, like I said. It's finally putting the weight. It finally has its foot on the neck of the S&P. Okay, now really quickly, let's just look at Nvidia, because I just wanted to show you Nvidia. Look where Nvidia just touched. Very key level. Like I remember I said 850 is a big level, but this 50-day moving average is right here. What a key support level this is. If you look to the left at Nvidia, very key, around 835 to 830. Okay, closed at 840 yesterday. 50-day moving average is right here. Nvidia's up 1.17% already. So people might think this is the pullback to buy. Okay, this is the pullback to buy, and Bitcoin's also getting love today. So you just have to see. Okay, and if you look at AMD, let's look at AMD. AMD's at a trend, so this trend line's done, but it just ripped the 100-day moving average. Okay, and hit another support, a monthly low, a monthly high in the past is what, 150. So it's hitting the trend line. So right now, what is that, up 0.45%? So you got some stocks. Now the one other one to note is Microsoft, which has been very strong. Hit 410, which is a big gamma level. Okay, I can probably show you my gamma level here with this. No, that's the other indicator's not on there. So we'll just go back to the two trend lines. But that's another key level. Just take my word for it. Okay. So we just have to see, right? So very interesting. Very interesting what this market's going to do today. Can get a relief rally. We'll see. Okay. Let's move on to the market profile. We'll look at structure. All right, let's move this up a little bit. Okay, let's look at structure together. Okay, so now we have excess still at the top here. This is the rolling week. Value is down here, and then you have a little bit of excess here from yesterday. Okay, most traded price is 5,100. So you can see, I was talking to you guys yesterday about bounds. Remember, I said 5120 is key. Well, we opened right there and just drove lower, right? And then we finally broke these lows. Okay, price is here. You're underneath those lows. Now, I will have to say, from these lows, if you start coming back into range, that could get kind of scary, and you could make that move back here, and it could stop. Or if you break, that is the bounce that you could get. Okay, that is the bounce, which would put fear into these shorts here. Don't know though. Okay, so we are below the most traded price. This is bearish. This is all bearish. Now look, we're building out a little more value here. Can you move it again? The most traded price, that would be bearish. All right, we'll just have to see. Now let's look at structure together. Here's yesterday's highs, yesterday's lows. overnight highs, overnight lows. We're inside yesterday's session. Okay, we were at one point almost 100% net long, but guess what? The shorts have come back to in here and made this kind of not a lot of edge in this overnight session. It's also kind of very balanced. Okay, that's not easy. All right. However, like I said, around 50, 75, 50, 80, this level right here. Like I said, you need to push back into range, and if you find support, like I said, that could really make the move happen. Okay. Now I'm trying to look if there's any significant levels. There is. So this is value area from yesterday right here. 70% of the trade happened in this area. All right. You have the overnight low here. It's a weak low because it's a value area low from yesterday and overnight low. So you break that, you could possibly break yesterday's lows. Okay. Which, interestingly enough, the value area high in the overnight high almost make it a weak high. So these overnight lows and highs are pretty important because they encompass 70% of the trade from yesterday. Okay, so this is an important area. Okay, so if we break out of this box and hold, you're probably going to the least here. And if you break that and really find strength in this market, you're going to clean those single prints. And you can get a nice rally. Conversely, if you can't break out of that box and you start going like here, it's also going to take out those longs from these lows here and from this low, and you're going to test this 100-day moving average in the futures. There's a demand here. See, it hit this demand and bounced. Okay. Now, I gave you some scenarios kind of already, but let's remember, here's our box. That's value area from yesterday. 70% of the trade happened in this area, okay? And happens to be the overnight low. That's why they're weak highs, weak lows. So that's what we got to see here. Okay? Now two things from here. If we come down and we defend this level, well, that's a win for the bulls, right? And then if you do this, this is the test. Break that and you hold it, that supply, hold it. This is going to the other end of this balance area, 5120. This then is, does it hold here? You are going to clean those single prints. Okay, now you do have demand below here. I would like this, prefer this first. However, you can come down here, still touch yesterday's lows, and you have demand here. And this could be a bear trap. And you could do the same type of move. That's kind of what I'm looking at. Okay, now as far as the bears, okay, here's our levels again. Just very important. Okay, so price is right here. It's in the middle. It's just in no man's land right here. But so you need to test up here. Now, same thing. If we try to break out and you can't, we're going to go down here and test this area. Okay. If you break that and hold, you're going to take out yesterday's lows. Here's a naked VPOC from the past. And then we're going to go down and probably try to test this 100-day moving average. Okay. Now, I say this because I would be very nervous a little bit, but this is possible. If this market does happen to go up here to this area, this could be resistance again with weekly day VWAP here, and then you can roll. I don't, to me, this is not as likely. I think you would get a relief. You might get some relief if this market really gets strong. Okay. All right, let's look over to the Q. All right, let's look at that NASDAQ. So I like what that plan there. Let's look at the NASDAQ. All right, let's look at structure. All right. Do we have the same situation? We pretty much do. Not as clean, but we do. All right. So let's look at this all the way. This is the last week, guys. Here's the value area, the light blue, and then this little excess from yesterday. Where did we go yesterday? Almost into demand. Not quite. Okay. Now, we have the same scenario, so it's very easy here. Here's the lows that were broken. Now, what did I say yesterday? I just want to point this out really quickly. All right, yesterday, this profile looked like this. Didn't have this. I said, get the excess, right? And I said, if we came through the most traded price and the most traded price of the week, what was going to happen? So look what happened. You opened here, broke that level, and look what happened. Boom. Just wanted to point that out. Okay. Now, same thing. This is yesterday's lows, yesterday's highs, overnight high, overnight low. Same thing. I'm not gonna really. I don't have to go into much detail. It's the same scenarios. Okay, same scenarios. So you do have the value area is here from yesterday. That's 70% of yesterday's trade. So 70% of the traders traded in that area. Okay. Now look at the overnight lows. You're within that value area. So this area right here is the playground that you want to be interested in. So, okay, so this area here and this area. So let's call it around here. Same thing. Okay, if you're bullish, you just want to see, right? This gets tested, and you hold, and you start rising, right? Your next test is this area, the overnight highs. If you break that and hold that, you're going to take a ride up to at least the most traded price of the week. Okay. Also, I'd rather have that, but you can also have a little bear trap here. You break yesterday's lows, go into this demand, can't find acceptance down there, you could rise and go up there, right? Now, if you really take this out, okay, that's the highs of these levels, and go through these single prints. That could be a monster rally. I don't know if that's in the cards. I think the ES I like the setup better, to be honest with you. So that's that. Now, if you look at the bearish side of this, I said this area here and this area here. That's what you got to concentrate on. And just conversely, right? If you come up here and you find resistance here, you can roll. And then if you break this area, you're probably going to go down and test that demand. Okay? And I think this might be it for the bears for right now. It could still fall farther, but I think that we've just been dropping. This could be a bear trap, but this is a scenario, right? So the other thing here is, like I said, you could get the relief rally up into this supply, get stopped again, and I would think we would balance up here, but then you could roll maybe back into this area. So I'm being honest, I like the ES setup better. We'll just have to see. Remember, like I said, certain stocks have hit key levels, so people might be looking to take profits that it's a bear. All right, the market doesn't just fall. Okay, that is it for me today. Hopefully, everybody enjoyed the analysis. Subscribe, set an alert if you can. If you like it, please give me a thumbs up. And you can always follow me on X at Gonzo719. Alright, so we have our plan. It's really the value area low and high from yesterday, overnight highs and lows. Those are going to be very key levels to look at. Okay, and check out what NVIDIA does today. Around 850. 850 is a very key level. Okay, and 830. Alright, so we just have to see. Microsoft at 410, very key level. Microsoft right now is at 412. Okay, So that'll be it for me. Everyone stay green today. Hope everybody has a